Hello folks and fans. Welcome to another edition of Now We're Piping with Dr. Rockwood. I'm not wearing my smoking jacket or anything today. I'm keeping it casual. You'll probably even see my face at some point. In full, not half covered by a flat cap or anything. But today I am smoking my Claude Ramin Élan pipe, and inside of it I'm smoking Samuel Gawith Navy Flake. Now, tin is empty. I got ash all over the floor. Hello. The tin's empty, not necessarily because the tobacco is at the right moisture level. A lot of people will say, okay, well, they got the tin, it was a little bit moist, so they kept it in the tin until it hit the perfect moisture level, and then they put it away in a mason jar. I found that with every blend that I open up, it goes straight into a mason jar, an airtight mason jar, because I can always let tobacco dry. But I can always let it dry. It's much easier to do that than it is to rehydrate a tobacco that has stayed in the tin too long, right? Say you're waiting for the moisture level to get to the perfect amount in the tin, and you go on holiday or you forget to put it in a mason jar. Then you're stuck having to rehydrate it or smoke really dry tobacco. So I'd rather just go ahead and put it straight in the canning jar right away, and just letting it sit out for however much time it needs to be smoked. With the Navy Flake, I think I let this sit out for, I don't know, a good 10-15, and these are long flakes. Like, it's not your MacBaron flake. They're so long that in the tin they were folded in on each other, folded in over each other. But so far I'm liking it. It's very straightforward. Actually, even the tin description says choice Virginias blended with Latakia, and it's quite elegant and it's quite nice. I really do like the tin art on this one. But yeah, it's straightforward, it's comforting, it's exactly what you're looking for in a Navy Flake. And what it is 50% Latakia, 50% Virginias. The Virginias, though, are not, in my opinion, your super bright ones. They're not, they're not the grassy hay Virginias. It's more of your dark, bakery, yeasty, autumn smells Virginias, and it is married quite nicely. It is blended quite nicely. I find so far, I'm really, really enjoying it. It was pretty easy to rub out. Then again, I don't pick at my tobacco with my fingers. I literally just wad it up into a ball, and then I do this until it turns into a ribbon. Maybe that's why it only took about 15 minutes to be ready to smoke. It packed fine. It took the flame a little slower, but that's Samuel Gawith for you. Still, I've got one of these El Cheapo knockoff wannabe, old boy lighters. It took a while to get this going, and because I'm talking to you now, it did go out, but I don't know if you can see this, but it's a beautiful white ash. It's burning quite nicely. So far it's looking dry. Did I mention that this is my first bowl of this? Because if not, I do apologize. But yeah, these are my first impressions on this. I get it's fine. I get Latakia on the draw and Virginia's on the exhale. Now, if any of you have seen Bradley's reviews on the Stuff and Things channel, he, I think, somewhat recently reviewed this blend, and he described it as being akin to teriyaki. That you know, kind of like a Japanese sweet teriyaki flavor. I can actually, I can see that. Absolutely, I see that. I am getting a lot of that. And again, it's who knew, right? Mixing Latakias and Virginias in equal proportions like that could create such magic. It's very good. I'll see what happens, you know, later on as I progress through this bowl, but for now, it's reliable, it's safe, it's beefy, or rather chicken teriyaki-ish. Oh, before I forget, I am pairing this blend with a nice whiskey, drank from this Czech crystal whiskey tumbler. And points for Canada, because this whiskey is actually from Montreal. It was gifted to me by a friend in December. And yeah, it's micro distilled and bottled in Montreal, in Rosemont, actually. So yeah, it's light, very fruity, very nice. And I think it lends itself well to this blend. So let me just relight my pipe. Billowing clouds of smoke. I'm getting some gurgle, but then again, you see how much, this is probably a better angle for you to see how much smoke is just coming out of this pipe right now. Yeah. All in all, a fine smoke. Feels like it would be a fall smoke or a spring smoke. But maybe somewhere on the warmer sides of those seasons. I can't decide if it's a cold weather smoke or a warm weather smoke, right? Virginias are quite nice. And like I said, you know, I at least tend to get them on the, you know, on the exhale. And then it's the Latakias that hit me when I draw it in. Yeah, the retro hell is certainly yeasty, doughy. But that Latakia is kind of giving it some nice little spice to it. Now they say that there's a rum topping on this. That might also be contributing. Actually, I should have been drinking rum. Silly me. Okay. I don't know why this is so difficult, because it's only 2 different types of tobaccos. Yet at the same time, it's compelling me to try and tease out all the little intricacies. I kind of exist within this blend, and yeah, it's Virginia, Latakia, and rum. Just a bit of rum. The rum for me if anything, is more of a humectant. Is this being my first smoke? I can't taste it very strongly. Like, it's not at the forefront of this blend by any means. If anything, it's the latakias that are, you know, the latakias and then that doughy Virginia that's just really driving this blend. But no, the rum sort of has a bit of a polish. Kind of rounds it out nicely. Wow, so far, it does have a tendency to go out. Now, I did let this dry, and to the touch it felt nice and perfect, really, in terms of moisture content. This is starting to, maybe about a third of the way down. Even though it's burning very nicely with all that nice clear white ash, it does have a tendency to go out more normally than other blends that I normally smoke. Also, I find myself chooching on it quite vehemently in order to just keep it alight, and that's making it burn a little bit warmer now that we're about a third of the way through the bowl. Retrohale is beautiful. For me, the retrohale is all about those dark Virginias. Okay, now that I've got a bit more of a cadence going, and then I'm really focused on my draw and on the smoke and on, you know, the amount that I'm drawing in, and not only exhaling but letting go back out through the pipe, sort of teasing that ember, you know, as I'm exhaling. I'm starting to get into a nice little pattern here. And it produces a very thick, not creamy smoke, but I'd say a thick, oily smoke. And that might be the rum, I don't know. There's something about this smoke, it's billowing, right? There's a lot of smoke to this blend. It's quite rich, but there's something about it that strikes me as being more oily, kind of like a Maduro cigar even. You know, you get those natural oils kind of coming out into the leaf as you're making your way through your cigar. Well, as I'm making my way through the bowl, I am getting a lot of oils. It's not a bad thing by any means. It's quite lovely, actually. Although I do think that it might hurt a little bit next time I take a sip of this whiskey. Yeah, let's try it. Cheers, by the way. Yeah. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Yeah, even just that, and it's starting to go out again. But no matter, wash, rinse, repeat, as they say. All right, well, I know I'm getting on in time. All in all, yeah, I'm happy I'm smoking this. It has some very nice flavors to it. It's got a strong mouthfeel. Nicotine-wise, it's not crazy. Lower end of medium, I'd say. It does smoke wet, and it does smoke a little bit hot if you're chooching on it to keep it lit. But if you get a good cadence going, you're gonna really taste those latakias on the way in, and then on the draw, on the way out, you know, with that exhale, you're really gonna get those dark Virginias. And as you progress through the bowl, nice, oily mouthfeel, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna keep smoking this actually. I don't know if I'll buy some more after I'm done going through this tin, but I'm really enjoying it for now. And I think I might have to change the way that I smoke when I approach this blend. I think I'll definitely have to modify my usual technique in order to extract everything I can out of this sucker. But even though it's very simple, very straightforward, it really is a pleasure to try and tease out all of the little intricacies in this blend. So once again, thank you for bearing with me. There's my face again. Thanks for bearing with me. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.